If you want the gills, we've got the skills right here at 302 Fishing. Welcome back to the channel here. If you're brand new and you're still hanging around and you haven't already done so, smash that subscribe button, click that notification bell, give us a big fat thumbs up if you like any of our episodes, drop a comment below, and of course, follow us on Instagram at 302 Fishing. Most Delawareans know exactly where I'm at right now. This is the Cape Henlopen State Pier. A whole quarter-mile of wood just waiting for you to get onto the end of it, drop your line, and hopefully catch some kind of crazy fish out of these Delaware waters. This is the southernmost cape of Delaware Bay, where this pier is located. It's actually located inside of Cape Henlopen State Park. There are fees to be involved to get inside of this park. I think it was $5 for me to get in here. I can't remember what the visitor's fee was, but I'll drop it down in the comment section below as to what it is. Very, very popular park. Lots of things to do right here, but this right here is where a lot of people come to fish. I mean, a lot. This pier will get filled throughout the summer. Right now we're coming on the back at almost Labor Day, and people are starting to go home, so it's kind of thinning out. But it was a grind this day. It was about a week ago, as I mentioned, and we're just gonna slip right into the episode and I'll show you what happened. All right, guys, we're heading to the pier. You can see the sign right up in front of you here. You must have your fishing license to be on this pier, so make sure you have it, because the park rangers do come up on this pier and they check periodically, and you don't want to get caught without it. As we're walking along the pier, you can see on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, it is low tide right now. So I don't know what kind of fishing we're gonna have right now, but this is the part that I don't like. You can see how far it is down there. It's almost like a quarter mile till we get to the end of the pier. But it is super low, guys. So the further we get down here, the more packed it's gonna be towards the end of the pier here. All right, so I've got my spot here. There's a whole bunch of people packed in towards the end over here. Not so much on this end right here, but if we turn around, we can see that we are next to the Breakwater Lighthouse, which is over here to our right. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the high lows. More than likely, we're probably gonna get croaker, and we're gonna go ahead and get spot, potentially kingfish, and random stuff that comes around here. I will later on, since we've got a long area right here on this side of the pier, come out with a flounder jig once the tide starts coming up, and I'll go ahead and put a gulp swimming mullet on the end of it, and we'll put a minnow on the end of it as well, and see if we can try to get a little flatty before we end our day. So we're here for at least maybe 3 to 4 or 5 hours, depending on what I feel and how this wind is going. So let's go ahead and get our baits up on the end of here and just drop it over the edge and see what happens. Young man next to me just caught a spot. So that seems to be in the area right now. Right now I'm just going to stop here and just drop right below me here, and then I'll start casting out a little bit later on. But let's just try to see what's up near the pier here real quick. Again, I have a high-low on here. 2 ounces of weight should be enough. We are going to be having the incoming tide coming fairly shortly. And again, you'll see the sandbars you saw over here as I was walking into the park get covered up. So I'm going to walk over here. I didn't even pay attention when I came over to the side, but if you can look right out here, right where the lighthouse is that I just got done talking about, you can see at least a dozen or more kayaks that are sitting out there. They're probably anchored out there, and they're out there drifting and fishing for flounder. They like going up near the pilings, but with it being as windy as it is, they're not getting near there, because for obvious reasons they're going to collide and knock into each other. But hopefully they can come out with some good looking flatties out of there. Again, this is a very good pier for all the old timers. A lot of these other piers don't have somewhat great access to get into here, whether they're handicapped or physically disabled. But this one right here, I mean, everybody and their mother comes out on this pier and again, grabs a chair and just sits down and chills out. Something's going to be tugging on your line. So if you don't care what it is, this is the place for you to be. One thing you have to worry about when you're on this pier right here is horseshoe crabs. They do hang along all these pilings that are right here, and they will sit here and just grab your minnows and grab your fish bites, and it's a pain in the rear to try to bring these things up from the bottom here. But it is very shallow. I just dropped it in here and that thing just hit the bottom instantly. But I'm going to give you a look as to how low the tide is right here. So look at the piling, it's right here. That's how much it's got to come up here in order to have high tide right here. You have to be aware where other people are at. I got a gentleman that's about 20 feet to my left, a gentleman about 10 foot to my right. You got to figure out where the wind is at and where their lines are going and cast in between. And hopefully you're not crossing lines. So it looks like we're all right. Get a straight shot out in the middle here. We should be all right there. And we definitely got a bite on the end of the line here. This wind's making it hard to read this rod because it's bouncing all around. The wind's got to be at least maybe 5-10 mile an hour gusts coming from my back forward. You got a double on here, guys. These spot are all over the place. Get it back out there again. But the spot are definitely out here. Everybody's getting them right now. Hopefully we get a multi-species episode going on here rather than just the spot. But if you got kids, it's usually a fun time, man. It's always a good bite. But they're definitely all over that fish bite. There you go, fish on. We're not skunk guys. Again, we're part of the many who've gotten the good old spot right here. But fish bite, guys, if you don't want to handle worms, is a perfect bait. These things will tear this stuff up. But you can kind of hear them croaking a little bit. It's not as loud as the croaker, the Atlantic croaker. We'll get that bad boy back in the water, reposition our bait, and I'm sure once I put it back in the water, it's gonna be right on top of it again. As I mentioned earlier, I said I'm going to go ahead and flounder fish. That's going to be a couple hours down the line. I will fuss with each spot, but as people start walking their way from back there to their cars, I'm going to find an open spot down at the end of the pier, because that's when you see all the crazier species, potential flounder, striper, kingfish, what else can we get there? Again, croaker, spot, and whatever else is coming along. But 37-inch striper last weekend, somebody caught off of this pier right here, but it was in the evening. We are supposed to have rain at some point in time. You see all the puffy clouds that are all out here, so things are going to start gathering up shortly. So you can see we have high winds. A lot of people with a lot of high tips over here, and it's going to make it hard for you to see the bite because you watched my rod just flapping all over the place. It's creating drag and just pushing it around. So if you push the butt of the rod further back, and you have maybe about a foot worth of tip right there, you can see how much more steadier that tip is, and you'll be able to see that bite a lot easier. So let me show you. Okay, here's the tip with me pushing the butt back, and then let me raise it back to where I had it originally, and you'll watch the tip. See how crazy the tip is bouncing all around? That's not what you want right there, guys. So again, just bring it back. It's about right there. And again, we're back to steady. I think I'm gonna reel my line up here because I think they about got that fish bite off the end of the line here, because I should have had more bites than just that one. When you're casting in the wind, whatever the direction the wind is blowing in, you're gonna cast the opposite of. So you're kind of gonna throw it to the left, and it's gonna curve hopefully towards the middle where you want your bait to be. Of course, being careful of who's over to the left and to the right of you. All right, so I mentioned to you as I walked in there, I showed you that red sign talking about having your fishing license. I had a young gentleman who's from the bait shop, and on his right hand side on that golf cart is the ranger, guys. So he's gonna be going up and down. They check coolers, they check your license, they check if you got shorty, anything. So you better not have something you shouldn't be having, because they will get you. I'm having fun with this gentleman over here, man. I'm sitting there asking him what the ages are for a Delaware fishing license, and it's literally right here, guys. See it? But anyway, this is what you need to have on your person when you're out here fishing. Generally speaking, when I'm at all these ponds and community ponds and everything else, I keep it in a tackle box. But when I'm coming to these state parks, definitely you have to have it on you. So I keep it in my pocket, but most people put it on the back of their hats, on their belt loops. Just make sure it's somewhere visible or on your person, so that when that ranger, as I mentioned to you, is down in the end here, who's out here doing his thing, has your license in hand, and he's going to be looking for that fin number right here, and that's the number you need to make sure that you're legit to fish anywhere in these areas. It's $8.50 for the license, and there's an agent's fee if you go online. I think it is $2.50, but if you go to Walmart, you can get it done for the $50, I think. But the trout stamp is extra, if you can see on the right hand side. We get that twice a year stocked in certain locations. But this is from the 1st of January to December 31st. A lot of people get confused, is when you buy it on the date or whatever you buy it on, it's going to be a year later on that same exact day. It does not work that way in Delaware. So if you get your license, get it on that first day in January and you're covered. And again, it does cover crabbing and certain other things. I'll put the website down below where you get the license and all the things you can do on this particular license, and out-of-state residents too, and what their costs are. While I'm waiting for a bite here, if you look out in the distance in between my fingers right here as I focus in towards that tower that's sticking up over there, that was actually used during World War II. We had people who were stationed in these towers that looked for German U-boats. So it's a pretty cool thing here in Delaware, where they were patrolling the Atlantic coastline, and we had to have people here to make sure that these guys did not infiltrate our seashores. But there is one where you can actually go up in this state park right here. If you've come into the park itself, there's a map that you can get, and it will direct you right to that tower. It's a nice winding walk up there, so make sure you're ready and have some drinks, because it'll take a while to get to the top, but it's pretty cool to look out and look all over that horizon right there. I'm going to be staying corrected. That was not a park ranger. That was Delaware Fish and Wildlife. Just as bad, guys. They have a lot of policing power, and again, you better just make sure you're in check with that license. But we're going to look at the Delaware recreational fish limits ruler here. You can get these free anywhere. You can get it from Walmart, your local bait shops, and everything else like that. This just tells you all the legal sizes of all the things you can catch here in the state of Delaware. Our main concern is the croaker. So 8 inches is the legal size that we can have here. Spot doesn't matter, but you got other things. Let's see what else we can potentially get here. Eel you can probably get here. It says 9 inches you can keep. Potential sea trout you can get here. That comes in here occasionally. 12 inches, you're only allowed to have 1. And a weak fish. Doubt seriously we've got a Spanish mackerel here. We do got flounder in here. It is 16.5 inches for the flounders, guys. If you come here and just skip along the pier or throw out here and jigger along from the length of the bay that you're in here. But other than that, I don't see anything else we can potentially catch in here. Again, crab rulers you got right here. I think it's 5 inches from point to point. Clams you can get. You got a little ruler for the clam. I don't know what the size is, but again, all that is in the link that I'm putting down below there for you guys to read of all the sizes. You can flip over here too as well. It tells you the limit, how many you can have of each of these species. But pretty cool. And then this is the main one right here, your closed seasons, because there are fish that you cannot take with you because of the season. You got to put them back. You got black sea bass, you got straight bass, you got the tautog, shad, river herring, sand tiger, and sandbar shark. Here it is, 1.5 inches on the clams, guys. Let's see how much fish bite we got on the end of the line here. Yeah, it's about time to re-up here. Tiny piece that's on there. I think while I'm waiting here, I am going to go ahead and prepare my bait casting reel. I do have jigs in my pocket, about an ounce jigs I have on here. I think I have them in my pocket. But very shortly we'll just bounce along right in front of us right here, see if we might be able to pick up a flounder possibly. My rod is dead as anything over there, so we're gonna go ahead and just do a little bit of flounder jigging. We got a minnow on the end here. We got our gulp 4-inch swimming mullet. This is chartreuse. Let me try to get this correctly. Pepper neon, and a little 1-ounce lead head here. We're gonna drop it right down to the bottom. And we're not gonna cast out. We're dropping down here right in front of us. And we're just gonna walk the length of the pier and just jig it right along and near these pilings. And just see if we can get a bite. They like to flounder like to hang near the structure here. But let's see if we can get lucky, man. Try to get a keeper. That'd be nice. But you usually just go up and down, doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I don't want to get too close because I got all these swimmers right here, so more than likely they're not going to be in the area of the swimmers. There's a hit right there, guys. Nice solid hit. Took a while for that to be tapped on. There you go. I don't know if I got him or not, but he was tugging on it. Definitely, actually, somebody got a hold of that spot, guys. That's a good sign. The spot is clearly gone. Yeah. That could be potential striper, guys. Definitely is piquing my curiosity as to what to hit that spot. Hopefully we're good there. Looks like we're good. It's always good to strike up a conversation with people up on the pier here to find out what kind of species they've caught. So I saw a gentleman who came from way down there, and he mentioned to me that they're catching shark, puffer, croaker. So there's other things other than the spot that are around here, but again, you got to be down that end. So I'm just kind of, like I said, waiting for things to die down over there before I move my stuff over there. As we're waiting here, you can see the Cape May Lewis ferry coming into port. Obviously this being Lewis side right here, Cape May being the New Jersey side, which is over there. It takes 90 minutes to go each way on this Cape May Lewis ferry. You can bring your vehicles on, open the foot traffic, you can eat on it. At certain times of the year, you can actually go for a whale watch on it, and every once in a while you can see porpoise and dolphins swimming up beside the boat and everything else like that. It's a pretty cool trip. It's a little pricey, but if it's your only time going on that, I think it's worth the trip to jump on there and have that experience. It's a puppy drum.
Oh,
yeah, puppy drum.
It got to be a certain size for that.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not a puppy drum. That's a
sheephead.
No, dang it.
Seabass.
No, this is a. I can't remember the hell the name of this is. It's not a drum. Dang it. But anyway, check. Whoop, he's going on. All right, guys, check out this fish. If you know what it is, drop a comment below. It's got some crazy light blue, yellow, and brown spots. Whoa, and stripes. But the gentleman to my left of me is the one that caught it. I've never seen this species ever in my whole life. Pretty cool to hold on to it. But we'll hand it right to this young man, and we'll put it back in the water.
So do it got to be a certain size, I guess?
It would not. You got a park ranger comes up and down here, man. If you're in doubt with it, put it in the water. Still sitting here, waiting for these fish to hit. You saw that fish a couple seconds ago. The gentleman allowed me to show it off to you. It took about maybe 10-15 minutes. I went on Google, and we were able to identify that species. That was actually a pinfish, which from my knowledge here, I've never seen anything like that ever this high in this state. Usually it's more southern, that fish is. But if anybody else has caught a pinfish before, let me know, man. Drop a comment below. Let me know how much it weighed, how long it was, when's the last time you caught it. I don't know if you can notice or not, guys. This is not common down here in this area, but if you look straight down the rail right here, one lone pigeon. Where did that pigeon come from? Guys, we're getting some crazy species here. I think this is a Spanish mackerel. Yep. Yeah, I think I got one on, guys. Here you go. That or it's you. I think you got me.
Yeah. No, I didn't got you.
I got maybe a fish here.
I got fish.
Oh yeah, I got one on.
You got one or two?
I don't know. Who's it gonna be?
Two of them.
All right, who's who?
See?
There you go.
See?
It took me 3 hours, guys. I finally got one on the end of the line. But let's worry about that one in a second right here. Again, get back to this. I'm assuming it looks like a Spanish mackerel to me, guys. But there's some crazy species down on this end of the dock here. But we're gonna go ahead and get this spot off of here. Good sized spot. Yeah. And the gentleman next to me, he's keeping them.
Thank you.
So we'll get that off there. Nothing but the bloodworms, guys. They're not even touching those fish bites. Hopefully I identified that fish correctly, guys. If I did not, correct me in the comment section below. But that's what it looked like to me. Oh, stingray. No, stingray.
Oh, man.
I don't care. It's something. Get our little tool here and we'll get this little guy on his way. Just got to watch out for that little tail so he doesn't whip me one. There you go. He's off. It's the most action I've seen all day, guys. I don't care what it is. All we have to do is look behind us, guys. It doesn't look too healthy back here. It looks like a storm's coming over here. You can see this wind is clearly picking up way faster than it was earlier today. As I mentioned to you, we got a crazy storm that's getting ready to come up over here. So I'd say we maybe got about 15, 20 more minutes before something starts happening here. All right, I've switched up the baits here. I've got bloodworm on top and we have a minnow on the bottom. Maybe we might get an errant flounder out here somewhere. We got another species here. Got a little puppy drum right here. How about that? Multiple species caught on the stock today. Give this to this gentleman. He's gonna go ahead and toss it back in the water. All right.
Yeah.
He's gonna give me the honors, man. But pretty cool. It's just like the croaker, man. They make that croaking noise, man. But we can't keep them because it's not legal. There she goes.
He said thank you, thank you.
Oh shit. There you go. We got him. Fish on, guys. Fish on. That was a nice hit. I'm sitting there helping my man over here to the left-hand side, man. We finally got a fish on. Spot? No. What is that? No, it's not a croaker. That's another pinfish. Look at that, guys. We got a pinfish. Look at those pretty colors on that fish, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. You hear them?
Make noise, right?
Pretty cool, huh? Let's see if that is a cool sound, guys. But that is a first for me. I've never caught a pinfish ever in my whole life. Again, if anybody knows if these are up in this area all the time, let me know. If it's rare, let me know that as well. But drop a comment below. But pretty cool looking fish, guys. Boom. She's gone. Guys, I'm putting in the work today. They're not giants today, but literally an hour and a half between each one of those fish. So I'm kind of glad that the folks that were catching a strange species were able to put something in front of you here to kind of make this interesting to you guys, because we've been a little bit bored to death over here in this corner. Seems like the spot run has stopped. We got the outgoing tide coming around right now. So Took, man, he's giving me little pointers over here.
Huh?
And he's the one that's been slaying all the spot over here. But he's put me on more fish than I've had when I first started in here, guys. So I'll take any little bit of information to help me put something on the end of the line. Got a nice little double hit right here. Perfect.
How'd it come up?
Oh, watch your eye. Check it out. We got even a bigger one. We got a, what is that, a blue or a Spanish? Oh no, it's a herring.
Oh, herring.
Check it out, guys.
That's good.
Another species, guys. Whoa. Can't let him fly out here. He's riled up, man. But check it out, guys. Got a herring on the end of the line here. How about that? Lots and lots of species coming up in here. You keeping them or tossing them? Yep. Kind of figured that because I think you can't hold on them. But let's get rid of them now, guys. And she's gone.
Lô đấy mà. Baby hit mine.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Got it?
Yep. He's on. He's on.
I thought I did different line.
Oh, he gave me a little bit of tug, man, like he's got some attitude. All All right, guys, spot run is starting back up, except for on my rod. Technically, I did catch that, but it is on my young man's rod right here. I assisted him. We've got to flip this fish around so we can get the hook off right. But again, the spot is the king for today, because that's all we've been hitting all day long is spot.
Spot the king, right?
Yeah, tossing it here, right here. There you go, guys. That's dinner. All right, guys, that was a fun episode to film. How about that little crab coming out of the hole right there? But as I said, I filmed over here about a week ago. I caught 5 fish, guys. 3 spot, 1 pinfish, and a stingray. But I wasn't so much worried about what I was catching. I was tickled pink about what other people were catching on the end of the pier. Because again, it is a very popular spot for people to be on. It is a long walk. As I told you at the beginning, it's a 1/4 mile. So if you don't like walking, this is not the pier to be on. But I want to thank Took. That was the guy at the end of the episode. He gave me a whole bunch of knowledge so that the next time I come out here, it's going to be that much more easier to try to put fish on the line. Because you can see that I was struggling right at the beginning. It took me about 3 hours to get that first fish on the end of the line. The crazy amount of species on this episode was awesome. Again, I don't care that I didn't catch them, but I caught 1 exotic one, but that was that pinfish. I don't think that fish is indigenous to this area, guys. I mean, if I'm wrong, man, go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know that I'm wrong. But if I'm right, how far north are they supposed to come up? Because I know they're from Florida. I've seen them all the time in these videos in Florida. But to see them here in Delaware, that was weird. So that's a new species on the end of my line. We saw herring, we saw Spanish mackerel, spot, croaker, sea bass, and I can't remember, there's one other fish we caught on here, but you can just see how many types of fish swim up in this area right now. I told you 2 weeks ago, you get lucky sometimes when you're out here at night and you get one of those big fat stripers on the end of the line. That guy that caught that 37-inch striper. You can see the lights that are lit right now. Just imagine dusk is away and it's nightfall, and all you see is just those lights, man. You got barely enough light to see what you're doing, but to come out with a fish that big, holy crap, I'm sure that guy was pooping his pants when he brought that fish out. I had almost a similar experience. Again, as I said, this is Cape Henlopen State Park. Up north, about 45 minutes, is Woodland Pier. That is another famous pier that used to be there a long time ago, but then got replaced because it caught on fire. But a lot of people go to that pier as well. And I caught, about 7 years ago, a 39-inch striper. Had a bunker head I threw out there. I wasn't even there 10 minutes sitting in a chair, and boom, I had the biggest fish in my whole life. I'll drop a picture to the front of you here right now so you can see that striper, because it was awesome, man. Of course, I took them home and I ate them because it was within season. You've got to remember, slot season, you got to worry about that. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I mean, when you got people around here, a whole bunch of people, you'd be surprised how friendly people are and how much information they're willing to give to you to try to help you out. And that's what I did. I took advantage of that. So Took and everybody else, hopefully you would have subscribed. Thank you very much for helping me out on that episode, because it would have been otherwise weak if it did not come with you folks added at the end. But if you like this video, guys, give me a big fat thumbs up. Drop a comment below. If you haven't already subscribed, guys, smash that red button, click that notification bell, drop a comment below, as I mentioned, at 302 Fishing. That's our Instagram page. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Hopefully you're catching your cool looking fish on your favorite piers. And as always, fish on.